Commission for August 4th, 2023, as in order to have the meeting. So, I take the roll.
Here. Alderman Mike Barber.
Here.
Steve Babowski is excused. Justin Lockridge.
Here.
Barbara Wessener.
Here.
And Timothy Wagner is excused. We have a quorum.
Okay. Any citizen comments? We do the pledge here?
We can.
Sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Are there any citizens wishing to comment?
Got lots to say, but not right.
Hearing that there are no citizens coming forward, I'll close the citizen comment period. Approval of the minutes from the July 7th, 2023 meeting.
So I did correct a couple items. Justin caught them. We have a parliamentarian, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
He was.
That's
he
a
was,
good thing.
Yeah, he was actually present, so I've underlined that mark. And then when we came back into open session under item 7, economic development update, current prospects, we came back into open session. I got that. So we can accept as corrected in the minutes or in the handout.
I'll
Or
entertain motion to approve.
I move to approve.
Is there a second? Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the July 7th, 2023 meeting. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Approved. 3 votes aye, no votes no. No votes. 3 votes aye, no votes nay. Next item on the agenda is the number 4, budget 2024, commission items for inclusion, strategic planning, etc.
So we've seen this year's operational budget several times, and this was what we handed out when we were trying to figure out what we could pull together to put out RFPs for both the marketing materials and the strategic planning. So that explains some of the highlights that are there in the total. That was just numbers that could be allocated towards those processes. But if we take a look at last year's budget of $51,950, that's probably the base that we should operate under again this year. But what I would like to do is include any of the programming or ideas that we've been thinking about that you think we should try to include into that budget. I know strategic planning, we didn't get a response, so we could look at, and I suspect that from what we've seen with other development corporations, they've paid more than what we had available. I know at Sault Ste. Marie, theirs was $31,000, which is the lowest of any of the folks that got back to us. I did reach out to another one of the smaller planning firms, which is probably where we lie. The big firms, like for Biker and Baker Tilly, they're going to be up where the Green Bay folks were when they paid $155,000 for their strategic plan, and it's probably a more inclusive process. But I did talk to another one, which is Public Administration Consultants, and I contacted the person I sent the RFP to, forwarded it to some other people, and apparently that's as far as it got. But they were looking at being in the ballpark of what we were talking about. So if I were going to budget again for next year, I would probably go with that, $35,000 mark, and if we don't use it, then we have haven't spent the money. If we can do something for less, that's great. But so far, you know, we're looking at, you know, that $15,000 mark to $35,000 to do the strategic planning. So I think we should try to budget accordingly. We know at least two that will be in the ballpark. You know, plug in 30,000.
And is there the
That is the business appreciation
Okay,
celebration. That's the business volunteer recognition. That's budgeted at $11,200.
that included? Get your 315?
Well, the 31.5, you know, you can draw a line through that. That is just those highlighted areas that we could pull and allocate to have enough dollars to issue the RFPs for marketing materials and strategic.
So you're basically saying those things that are not yellowed in are givens. They will be spent.
Well, there were things that, yeah, there are items that are kind of operational items that start dipping into it. We start on a couple, yeah,
It's
some,
kind of
some
base
standard
level.
baseline items.
Okay.
But, you know, it is, for our purposes right now, you just need to, you know, you can ignore those highlighted lines.
Okay.
What we're really looking at is the actual numbers that are in place there. And so, like I said, all those numbers would be included in next year's budget, plus the number for strategic planning, the amount for strategic planning we want to budget. And I don't know if there's other items that we want in there or not.
So do we need to take an action on this tonight, or is this just kind of in the process?
We probably should take an action on it. Because I have to put in a budget in on the 7th. If I can't do that, I need to notify the treasurer, finance director, and we can, you know, work on something, you know, get a draft and something like that, and then confirm. We have to make a presentation in October, early October, September. Actually, I think our budget presentation in-house or in September.
What would be the total budget for development? Obviously, we're looking at strategic planning.
Right, if we added that in there, now we're going to have 86 things. We added 35,000 in there. Strategic plan.
And so then what is the total that we're requesting?
That would be 85,
86.
950.
And even though we are requesting it, even if it gets approved, does it need to, silly question, but does it need to be spent? What if we decide against some of this?
If we can get a proposal for like the strategic planning for less, then we can do that.
Okay. And I guess, I'm not sure if this is the place to, I guess it is, because it's in the budget, the item about the business volunteer recognition event. I think at the last meeting there was a question of, have we gotten any direction from the mayor as to how he wants to proceed with that? I know the previous mayor had a lot to say about it.
Yeah, and I can check and see if he has any previous on that.
Okay. Because that's a good chunk of money.
You know, I think that you know, we were going to think about the option to ask for sponsorships. And so, you know, we can, you know, contact some of the solicited firms before. It's a promotional kind of opportunity. They get listed as sponsors. So some see that as some advertising that they feel like they want to take advantage of, and I don't. It certainly isn't a strong arm type of thing, you know. So it's just not really a promotional advertising opportunity. We put them on the program, put them on the invitations that go out. This is how it's been done.
What do you anticipate for 23?
I would say it's about the same number, pretty close. Yeah.
I'd entertain a motion then to go for the 86 or whatever that was number. I don't think we need to.
86,950. That's there weren't any cents in that. No spare change.
I so move.
Okay, is there a second? Second. Okay, there's been a motion made to submit the appropriation as defined on this sheet plus the strategic planning amount. And, motion made in second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. 3 ayes, no. 4 up now. Okay, moving on to item 5 of the agenda. That has to do with marketing materials, RFP contract.
And I sent you a copy of the updated proposal. And you can drive the presentation or it's online or on PowerPoint if you want to use that. Up to you. Everybody's got a copy.
Do you want to introduce this, or should I?
Go ahead. It's Eric Brooks. You've met Eric before.
Well, we're going to introduce what we're doing here. Or you guys already obviously have spoken about this and chosen us, which we appreciate, and thank you for that.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe at this point, Eric Brooks is the CEO or
Regional Director.
Regional Director.
The guy in charge, I guess, of the Milwaukee office of Trezolo Communication Group, and that's Carl Collective is the name of the firm. This is Patrick Leahy, one of our employees in Milwaukee, recent Marquette graduate or Marquette partnership, and been around for about 1.5 years, and excited to be growing really quickly. And at the same time, besides delivering experiential learning opportunities in partnership with Marquette and Marquette students, like Patrick was, we're also we're growing for our parent firm and out of Kansas City, Trezolo Communication Group, but the reference here. So it's been the for-profit partnership, which is really unique, innovative. It's starting to take hold, and I'm excited. We recently delivered. Don was obviously very instrumental, and Barbara and others work for the Tourism Commission in Franklin. We appreciate that, and are excited to have been selected to advance here on the economic development side of things to put our student team and our broader team in Milwaukee and Kansas City to work on your behalf.
I'll interrupt, and you can make your presentation. What you've been selected to do to answer your question is enter into negotiations to put a contract together that we can take to the Common Council. Now, we'll do the discussions in closed session. It's up to you if you want your presentation in closed session or not.
No,
and I say that because if everything goes sideways, you don't want competition to know what you presented. So either way.
So we could do this in closed session with you as well?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, if you don't mind, we're not have a lot of secrets here, but it wouldn't hurt. So if you're open
is there a motion to move to closed session based on the materials and the sensitivity?
What you need to do is I move to enter in a closed session and read that fine print on the agenda.
A lot of words. I move to enter into closed section pursuant to Wisconsin statute subsection 19.851E for market competition and bargaining reasons to deliberate and consider marketing material development proposals and the investing of public funds and governmental actions in relation thereto, including the awards, terms, and provisions of potential agreements, and to re-enter open session to the same place thereafter to act on such matters discussed therein as it seems appropriate.
That was a motion. Okay.
There's a motion to move into closed session. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. We have moved into closed session.
Okay, we're in open session.
Is there a motion coming from closed session to bring forward?
Yes,
That John.
John, could you read the motion, please?
Sure. To recommend to the Franklin Common Council approval of a contract for up to $30,000 with Carl Collective for economic development, marketing materials, development services.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion made to carry forward to the common council. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All in favor? Aye. That is now, that means that 3 people voted aye. Now move on to item 6.
We love unanimous recommendation. Thank you. That, we're good then, right? We're done, so thank you. And we look forward to continuing our partnership. And we'll talk about details of contracts and how that meeting will go, what you need from us.
Just as an aside question, how many students are involved with it right now?
We're at 6 right now, soon to be up to 9. I think it'll be somewhere between 6 and 9 in the fall, but we've got a ton more beating on the door to get in. So it's a really great group, diverse group, age-wise, but also this ethnic. It's great, and it's some really good skill sets that will really serve well here. Our creative team is really strong. Graphic design, photography, video. They're turning out some really good Marquette students in those areas, especially. But it's a growing group that I'm excited to see where this goes. And we always say as we bring on more clients, more students will join us. There's this 20 deep probably waiting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Shut down some windows there. Or at least one window. Bye now. Have a good weekend.
We have moved into item 6, economic development update. Item A, or sub A, is the business appreciation celebration venue and dates.
So we've talked a little bit about venues. The 3 that have been suggested so far are Root River Plains has been suggested as a potential. The Tuckaway has been used in the past and suggested, but also we've looked at or have had it at the Polish Center. And so I don't know if there's any other locations that we should check out for this. Or
How many people last time?
160, I think, is what we had. Lodge.
We've talked about that in the past,
Yeah,
but that would be a catering
yes, that's true.
expense. If you're doing
Yeah.
catering.
I think, I mean, looking at the budget line for it, I don't think that's a problem to have somewhere else bring in venue-wise. I'm going to say take Root River out. 'Cause there's no way. I mean, we can do that
Okay.
count, but the facility, I don't think,
I
does
would,
not justify that amount of
No.
I mean,
would we,
150 people, it would be like a
would we have to use that
$3,500
room on
event.
the, when you walk in, it's room on the right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really kind of not very attractive.
Oh, it was just redone. We just put in a brand new custom bar, a new dance floor,
Oh, you did? I haven't been there.
and
Okay.
new lighting. Yeah,
Okay.
but no,
But it was just a plain old room
yeah, no,
previously.
it's been upgraded, but I just don't feel like we would be so far under that budget. It would make every past event seem like, why did it cost so much? I don't like people. 'Cause honestly, 150 people would be like at maximum $3,500 event.
Okay.
So that brings it down to 2.
That's the way.
I think we were looking at rotating it. We've been at Tuckaway for the last 2 years, so I check out the Lodge, check out the Polish Center, Anything else? There might be other, there might be. And you've been in the conference room on the second floor of Interland. It's upstairs over at the
I was there
Rock.
for a lunch. I was invited to the Baseball Hall of Fame luncheon that they had.
Right. It's adjacent to the
The
Lux
Yes,
Golf.
yes.
And I think they probably call it Lux Golf,
I
but
think they do.
it's quite a sizable meeting room. I
Yeah.
can check and see what they're.
It's possible. It's, again, it's kind of a, not terribly
It's not
attractive.
fancy.
No, it's just a plain, it's a room.
And that room would be where the program and the dining occurs, and maybe even over at the bar area next door to it is where the buffet line and the bar could
Could be.
create. But I'll check and
Yeah,
just
take a look.
see if Lux Golf
Yeah,
is.
I'm not sure if that room can handle that many people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We're keeping
It's hard
an
to imagine.
anniversary party there, and I think it's 150 for that.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a maximum.
So
And
that
the,
would
and the lodges,
That's with the outdoor area. I could do it, but when is this? Is in
October,
October,
November.
yeah, a little
it'll be the
closer
end of
after
October. Yeah,
Mhm.
that'll be the next thing we talk about. So
I really
alright.
like the pool center. I mean, if we're going to move it around, that has,
It's a great facility.
it is a great
and they
facility.
do their own food.
They do
there.
their own
And
food.
very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's improved vastly.
Yes. And they do a very nice, kind of heavy hors d'oeuvres sort of buffet. I've
Right.
run a lunch there for the library.
I'd
And
say
they
that
do a
would
nice
be the
job.
number one, or like,
Mhm.
get the kind of atmosphere that
Yeah.
you're looking for.
Mhm.
I think that would carry it.
I would think so.
And they do have a nice special drink.
Yes, they do. Or more.
They have a black.
Yeah, blackberry brandy.
Yeah.
Very cold.
That would be the first choice that I would have.
And we just have to look for a date. Did we kind of focus on a date already?
Well, what we want to avoid is the week of like the 18th to the 21st
Of October?
of October. That's the week for the municipal league. And so we're supposed not to have held it on those dates before, but the last 2 years, somehow or another, just ended up being there. And so we're not going to do that this year. So we're looking at the week of October 23rd to the 27th. Following week of the 30th, October 30th to November 3rd. We could do it then too. Kind of a split week. So
Whatever would work good with the facility. I mean, they're
Yeah.
booked for Friday,
Right.
so.
And I think, do they continue their Wednesday and Friday meals into that late into fall?
I think the Wednesday cafe stops Labor Day. I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah,
That doesn't continue.
not through the whole year, not till Lent again, then they start their fish fry.
and that continues through the summer.
Yes,
Wednesdays
it's
and-
happening right now.
Wednesdays
Yes,
and Fridays?
yes.
Okay.
Wednesdays and Fridays.
That's gonna have to be taken care of pretty quick because I can tell you that, like, personally, I have no Saturdays in October left, so they're probably booked.
No, I'm going to do it right away. And yeah, we're dragging, but things have been busy, as we'll
Yeah.
talk about here in the
Mhm.
next section. And that's going to have to be in closed session too. So, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll check that out.
Moving on to item B, current prospects. Motion to go to closed session.
I move. Shall I read it this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right, my turn. The Economic Development Commission may enter closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.851E for market competition reasons to deliberate and consider potential commercial, industrial, manufacturing developments and governmental actions in relation thereto, and to re-enter open session at the same place thereafter to act upon such matters discussed therein as it deems appropriate. I so move.
There's a Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of moving to closed session for current prospects? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 3 ayes. We are now moved to closed session. Next item on the agenda would be item 7, next meeting date.
Did mention to Chairman Bobowski that, if we're doing the first Friday, it's the 1st of September, and he was saying, well, that's Friday before a 3-day weekend, so I probably should do the 8th. And so I think that's what we're looking at.
At 3 o'clock.
Right.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Oh, second, sorry, I'm late.
Well, I have to wait. There has been a motion made to adjourn. Second, all in favor?